So today my uncle came over. He gave me some coins, the last of his coin collection. I don't know. He said they're kind of valuable, but I don't know if they're fake or not. I don't know. He's doesn't always. He's not. I don't know. Often he gives me things and he says that this is really valuable, and then later I find out that it's probably worth a tiny proportion of what he thinks that it's worth. So, yeah. Anyway, I know a few times when I was younger, he used to give me like something that was supposed to be silver, and then I kind of like silver plated. But anyway, and sometimes I think he gets overpriced. He gets overcharged for a lot of things. You know, he's always telling me that, oh, he spent £300 on a pair of trousers, and then a few months later he stopped fitting them, and then a few months later, then he goes and has to spend another £300 because he grows in size and he needs to get them back. He's always telling me stories like this. So we went to Aston Hall, which was really, it was interesting because I kept having visions of Arianna, and you know, I believe that I had a son when I was Dala, and he was like a massive whore, and he had basically kids. His whole life was just about trying to get as many Neanderthals pregnant as possible, and he was very successful. And I think Ariana was actually the last of his kids. I don't know if she lived that long in that life because there was no doctors or health or hygiene or anything. So you know, the lifespan back then was not very long. Um, but I had like visions almost of seeing like an Incan princess who I believed was Ariana, and I believed that um, they had this belief in this tribe, like an Incan tribe, which was that they had to choose amongst them a princess or a young child who, you know, was a child, and they had to treat her like a princess for 1 or 2 years, and then they had to sacrifice her. And this was how they would get this person into heaven. So the high priest chose one of his daughters, who happened to be Ariana, like a very long, long time ago. And you know, they would have treated her very, very well, and then she would have died very young. But I think they had a very different view on life and death, you know, because technically they had nothing back then. They lived in a tribe where I think they had pottery, but the basic pots, and yeah, it was very, very early stages, and therefore death, you know, they didn't fear death because, you know, they were living in such horrible conditions that death, you know, getting into the better realms would have been their focus and their main priority. And I think both she and the tribe would have seen it as a privilege, and an honor to be chosen as a sacrifice. But anyway, I don't know. There were just some visions that I had, and just made me realize how different the world is today. Um, and then I just watched some YouTube videos, which were, I don't know. There's a lot of people saying a lot of stuff, um, and I noticed that there was talking about Lucifer Series 6, and I don't. I liked when Lucifer came out first came out. You know, I liked the fact because I was saying that my son was this Lucifer character, and I liked the fact that they were promoting Lucifer, because it was pissing off Christians, and that's really what I wanted to do because I hated them, and I hated this whole fear towards, you know, there's two sides, good and bad, in the Bible, and I think there was too many people on the only think good. And then when you had the Lucifer side, you know, you had the bad side, the negative side of a Bible character, but at the same time, it pissed off Christians, so I liked it. I watched the first few episodes, which was interesting. You know, I had no problem with the Lucifer character, and then, you know, there's excitement about him meeting his mom, and I think I got bored and didn't watch most of the episodes, and I skipped forwards to go and see what happened to his mom. And when I met the mom, I was like so disappointed because she just seemed like an underdog, like she was confused, like she was stupid, like, you know, like she definitely isn't important in any way. And it was yeah, the mother of Lucifer in Lucifer was just such an insult to me that it was just like, oh, I can't watch this. And I'm having another attempt for the last 3 hours. I've just skipped through. I liked in the first few series they seemed to have like a preview of all of what happened in the episode before or something. So I was kind of skipping through, just watching some of those intros. There's quite a lot of episodes, so I get that the story can't reveal too much truth. Why? Because you're not going to be able to focus on the stories and stuff. But yeah, just everything about that character I didn't like, and she was nothing like me. And you should be glad that I'm nothing like that. She had light coming out of her when she had a cut, but she had like, I don't know, that light didn't seem to do anything other than burn holes in the ceiling. So and burn people if she wanted to burn it, and she did want to burn it, but she was such a weak character. It was very insulting. And then you had the Eve character as well, another incredibly insulting character. If that's supposed to be representation of me, then that's very insulting. And I'm pretty sure anyone who watches that will know, wait, God is on Earth. The real Eve, or the real Darla, I call her, is on Earth. She's nothing like this, and I'm pretty sure she'd be very offended by this portrayal of her. And I am, yes. But I also understand that I kind of want people to hate me. Why? Because I'm God and I don't give a shit if people hate me. I know that I love punishing bad people, but the problem is if bad people like you, then it's hard to want to punish them because they like you. You gotta appreciate that. But if people hate me, well, it's so much easier to punish them or have fun with them because they hate you. So it's just like, yeah, if you want to, I don't know, think that I'm anything like these extremely bad portrayals of me, if you want to believe that I'm like that, then great. Why? Because it just means that I don't give a shit about you. And you obviously don't know anything about me. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm getting through to, I think, series 513. I've skipped quite a lot of episodes and I'm just watching like I'm like watching like 5 minutes of each episode, but I'm skipping tons of episodes. Um, and yeah, I don't know if it's going to get better in six. I'm kind of hoping actually that it's that how it plays out is that the father, his mother and father turn out to not, well, they can be his mother and father, but it can turn out that they are both just liars and they're not actually the real mother and father or the real creator of the universe. And I think this is how I would do it. If I were to try and save this episode, the only way to save it is just to basically admit that this whole series is a bunch of crap, because it's clearly nothing truthful in it. The Lucifer character isn't bad in any way, and the mother is just like, I just want to be with my kids and love my kids, and it's just, no, I feel anything like that. I just want to destroy my kids because they are portraying me like I'm some sort of idiot. But yeah, whatever. I think the only way to save it is if it turns out that his mother and father are actually just liars and they're actually just angels of the real creator. And of course, the real creator is only a female and doesn't have a father, other than world leaders or whatever. But yeah, I mean, if the God the Father character on this, who also seems like a complete joke, um, and someone who doesn't know anything. But yeah, technically, if that represents world leaders, well, yeah, I can see how that works. But yeah, I don't know how it's gonna, what it's going to do to end, but whatever. The whole thing insults me, and I don't want to say anything